Happy last day of the weekend here on your last weekend in September. We do have some changes coming over the next few days. Cool nights stick around, but it's going to warm up a bit, and those cool nights will allow for some patchy fog to develop, and then rain going to stay pretty limited over the next week. But we're still going to see kind of a roller coaster ride in terms of how warm we are and, of course, how much we cool down behind our next cold front. Before we get there, though, clear skies, abundant. We have no rain to track today, and look at those dew points staying in that pleasant category for not just today, not just tomorrow, but really for much of the week. Now, although those dew points stay low, we are going to have some small limited changes. This morning, we are starting off in the 50s for most of you after the 40s yesterday, and you can see now warming up into the 60s. We're at 63 degrees there for Charlotte. Salisbury, you're at 61, and look at Cheraw warming up a little bit quicker there at 66. Now, it is the last weekend of September, but also the last weekend of home games here for the Charlotte Knights. They're taking on Norfolk at around 4:45 this afternoon. Expect a lot of sunshine, even for tailgating activities. But I'll tell you, especially when you're out in the sun for long periods of time, even with those temps pretty comfortable and the low humidity, it can still feel pretty warm outside. And of course, the reason why is this ridge of high pressure overhead keeping us calm and cleared. Eventually, a cold front does break down across the center of the country there by the middle of this week. That is going to bring us small limited potential for some rain as that cold front quickly passes by, but then behind it, a stronger ridge moves back in, and we do get what we are calling a reinforcing shot of some cooler air. But this high pressure center keeps us calm and clear even overnight. And it's those clear nights and, of course, the shorter days as we get closer to the winter solstice that start to impact when the leaves change colors. So we feel like fall outside, and we got the apples, we got the pumpkins, but the foliage hasn't really caught up yet. We're only getting a few reports of some changing colors there toward portions of the mountains and the foothills. Very limited so far. And so it's no surprise here as we take a look at the average peak colors. For portions of western North Carolina, they can peak closer to the middle part and early part there of October, but closer to us, you can see it's closer to mid to late October, especially for Ashe, Watauga, and portions there of Avery counties. So while that doesn't mean you can't see any changing colors, maybe for today and over the next few weeks, it'll get better and much more fall-like by the middle and end of October. And we're really wrapping up September pretty quickly as October starts later on this week. And as it does so, look at that temperature drop behind that cold front. 88 degrees on Wednesday, 80 degrees on Thursday, and then we're back with daytime highs in the 70s Friday and into the weekend.